All right, we are live. Oh, that's one thing that did not do. Did not change the little wire there, but that's what you get when you're on a live set here. Folks, as always with Pull Hook Golf, feel free to go ahead and add any comments on Twitter, on YouTube, on Millions, and we will respond to those throughout the episode, and we will have a special Q&A at the very end. But let's begin. Let's dive right into this because we've got a ton to go over today.
Yes,
Absolutely oh, sorry about that. Hang on.
Oh, for Pete's Sampers.
Jeez. You would think we'd have it down by now. All right, there. Just had to get that wire out of the way. I know I didn't fix yours up too good there either there, Butsy.
It's quite all right.
But
You all right there, bud?
I mean, we are technical difficulties part 101 here at good old Trevor's in South Scottsdale.
Yes, sir.
And here we go. Gosh, this freaking mic. I can't get it
Just throw it on the ground.
can't get it set up properly.
There we go.
Oh, there we are. We're just going to have the wire in it. Fuck it. Here we go. All right, everybody. Thank you for joining us here live at Trevor's in Scottsdale. We're going to begin the podcast right now.
Yes, sir.
Welcome back, everybody, to Pull Hook Golf, the podcast. This is episode number 113. Still can't believe that we've got over 100 episodes, and people are still listening. Actually, it's growing like crazy. Gosh, we want to thank all our listeners. We had over 20,000 listeners last week. And, I mean, we just keep on doing our thing. And if you keep listening, we're going to keep doing it. So we are here live at Trevor's Liquor in South Scottsdale on McDowell. It's their McDowell location, and it is awesome here tonight. We might be able to show you at some point here the crowd that we have out here. We've got some fans out here as well. But welcome back, Butsy.
Thanks for having me back, Matthew.
It feels great. Feels great to be
Oh,
back
do it.
at it. Last week we were not live because, I was under the weather. You were traveling, so we couldn't do the live one, and now we're back. We're back. It feels like we haven't been.
It's an empty feeling.
Yeah, it really is.
was very weird not doing this last week. I did not like it.
It feels like it was like 6 months ago that we did our last live, which it was only 2 weeks ago.
Well, we hugged. Like, dude, it's been a while. Good to see you. It's crazy. Yeah,
It really
so,
is. It's absolutely nuts.
Yeah, this
But
is fun.
On tonight's episode, we've got the Valspar Championship. So since we had 2 weeks go by, we're going to recap the Valspar, which was 2 weeks ago. We just had the Texas Children's Houston Open. We're going to recap that.
Jaeger
And
bombs.
Then we've got the upcoming Valero Texas Open to go over, as well as a preview of that tournament this week. We've got the Swannie style segment. And then guess what? Guess who's back? Live Golf itself. Live Golf Miami is back, folks. And we're going to be talking a little bit about that as well. So without further ado, we do want to thank our sponsor, Swannies Golf, for always being there for us. And, I've got on part of their North Loop collection here in this beautiful shirt. I was actually walking out of my place today. One of my neighbors saw me and was like, that's a beautiful shirt. I said, thank you. What else do you say to that?
When they say it's beautiful, that's like next level.
Next level, yeah.
Yeah.
It really was kind of next level. It's one of those compliments you don't really expect as a man. Like,
It's a
oh, you look
beautiful
handsome
shirt.
today. No, it was, your shirt is beautiful. I said,
Wow.
thank you. I appreciate that.
All right.
So the North Loop collection over at Swannies. Make sure to utilize promo code PullHookGolf25 at checkout in order to get 25% off your entire order at Swannies.co. Now, as we get into this, we've got the Valspar Championship that, it's funny. We were talking about it before we hopped on here, and it's like, well, who the hell watched that one?
People that like paint.
People that really just love golf probably watched that one. I'll be honest with you, I watched it, but at the same time, it wasn't my favorite golf tournament to watch. Like, after the first round, Kevin Streelman, who I've had on this podcast, he was leading the way, so that was a bit entertaining for me to get into that side of it, start to see Kevin playing well again. He had a back injury earlier on in the year, but guess what there, Butsy? the nicest
What?
the nicest man on the PGA Tour won that damn golf tournament. Give it up for Peter Malnati.
Malnati, that's right.
Love that
little
for
clap,
Peter.
Little clap for Malnati, yeah.
I'll even take a drink there for Mr. Malnati.
Do we know the stats there? How many starts prior to that?
Oh, he's had a shit
A lot.
ton.
He's
shit ton.
Been out there for a long time.
I think it's been almost a decade since his last win. I think he only won one other time, so this is his second victory, if I'm not mistaken. Feel free to add it in the comments if you know better or look that up for me because I do not have that information in front of me.
Shout out Live Tour for not being on site for that tournament and giving Mr. Malnati a chance.
Well, I'm gonna say this,
Helping a lot of
right?
players.
You've got
you're
gonna get the audience riled up early. I love it. That being said, Peter Malnati, he actually did 2 shots better than last year's winner, which it was tough out there.
Okay.
Remember, Innisbrook and especially the Copperhead course is ranked as the PGA Tour's 7th toughest golf course. Okay, so 7th toughest, and that comes with a little bit of lower under par rounds. So last year's winner won at 10 under, and remember last year it was, I believe it was Taylor Moore, if I'm not mistaken, who beat Jordan Spieth, who missed a putt on the very last hole, and this is going to come up again in the next tournament that we're going to talk about because you had some people asking you some questions
Some
about
crazy
that
questions.
as well.
We'll get there.
We will definitely get there, but as it's ranked the 7th toughest course, it really played tough. And the one that's really surprising, though, so Cam Young, he was right there, had a chance to really pull away in that golf tournament, and then kind of faded. He ends up finishing second at 10 under. And it's just surprising that Cam Young, with the amount of talent that kid has, that he's not able to break through yet. What are your thoughts on Cam Young?
It's like baby Rory syndrome, same kind of thing. Almost too much game. Everything about it's beautiful, and the ball just doesn't seem to go in the hole late in the paint when it needs to. That's all I can say. I don't know. Top to bottom, I can't find a weakness, but coming down the stretch, or not even coming down the stretch, Sunday in general, it's just not getting done. So, I don't know. That's what I see. I think he's got some time, and I think it will happen for him.
Oh, I definitely think he's going to get a victory on the PGA Tour. He's too talented, too good. He's got a veteran caddy on the bag, and I'm just, it's one of those things where once he finally breaks through, I think he's going to be one of these players that really breaks through and wins multiple times in a given year. He's got that kind of talent. He's got the length. He's got a good putting stroke. I mean, there's not much wrong
Kind of like
with
a
his game.
Zalatoris kind of deal, right? Sort of like that, maybe. I don't know. I mean,
You're giving me blind guy vibes right now.
I feel like a blind guy, and I'm kind of trying to play the glasses up because I can see myself right now, so I'm just kind of...
Folks who are listening to the podcast version, you're not going to know what I'm talking about here, but good old Butsy is like looking off in the distance. He's got these white glasses
tilted.
on. Yeah, you're kind of looking at an angle, I can tell. But it's phenomenal. It's absolutely fantastic. He reminds me of a blind guy looking like Ray Charles out here.
Just feeling this out,
Just playing the piano and not being able to see the keys.
Very good. Well, I appreciate the compliments, Matt.
Absolutely,
Thank you.
Ray Charles. Everybody.
Everybody.
Oh, you went straight to Barkley impersonation. I like that.
Oh, it was in between Ray and... Anyways, we'll get there.
So, that being said, we also, as we do a little bit of a leaderboard rundown, we had a couple T3s that were interesting. So Chandler Phillips, this kid came off of the Korn Ferry Tour last year. He is an absolute stud. He's like this country kid, right? So he's got mustache, he's at home, he's got camo on, the whole 9 yards, loves to go hunting. So just a different kind of breed for...
Little Boo Weekly vibes.
Yeah, Boo Weekly. I really like this kid. He was T3 along with Mackenzie Hughes. How often does Mackenzie Hughes just end up popping up on the leaderboard? And yet, does he get that much acclaim? No.
No, he's like a young Pat Perez.
He's a Canadian.
Yeah, he's going to... He's going to be in the top 20. He's going to show up, and that's going to be it.
Yeah, pretty much. And then you got, for T5, another Xander Schauffele sighting. Good old Xander out there just not winning.
Yep.
Got to love that for him.
God, I don't know how that happens either.
Xander's so good
It's
and
stupid.
he's so
It's
structured
stupid.
too. Like
Yeah.
his golf swing is so fundamentally sound. He's got a little pause at the top. His putting stroke is phenomenal. Short game's great. It's just like when it comes down the stretch and he's in position to potentially win, he almost plays himself out and then plays his way into the top 10, 15, top 5.
Kind of at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then you got Carl Yuan, who Carl Yuan's been having a great year. You got Ryan Moore, a good Ryan Moore sighting. So,
Where has he been?
man, he pops up every once in a while. I always feel like, oh, he's retired, and then all of a sudden he plays pretty well in a golf tournament. So,
Yeah.
I like that for
Nice
him.
to see. How old is Ryan now?
God, he's got to be up there in his
40,
late 30s.
38?
Late 30s, early 40s.
be our
maybe.
age, right?
Yeah, I think right in that range. So Ryan Moore, and then you got Adam Hadwin also up there as well, another Canadian. So the Canadians seem to like Innisbrook, Resort, and Copperhead in particular. And that's all I got for the leaderboard rundown. The Valspar, if you missed it, you missed it. So that gives you pretty much up to speed. It was tough conditions all week. Once again, ranked 7th toughest course on the PGA Tour year in and year out. So let's move on to this
Please.
past weekend's golf tournament at the Texas Children's Houston Open recap.
Memorial Park.
Jaeger bomb, Jaeger bomb, Jaeger bomb.
Jaeger bombs. Fucking Jaeger bombs.
Jaeger bombs. And what I love about this, so the winner, if you haven't picked up on it yet, or have been sleeping underneath a rock, Steven Jaeger, good old Jaeger bomb, wins it at minus 12, folks. So he goes 12 under to win. He is not the nicest guy on tour like Peter Malnati the previous week. But one of the things that I do love about this is that a lot of people aren't familiar with Jaeger bomb, okay? Jaeger bomb bombs the ball. He's in the top 10 in driving distance. And the cool thing is, so when Bobby Brown was a co-host on this podcast, I went out to the Waste Management Phoenix Open in 2023, which going back a year and a half ago now, or just there. My math's terrible. Over a year ago, right? So it's not this past one. It was the one prior to that. And you see Steven Jaeger just out there just looking like he's trying to swing out of his goddamn shoes.
And he always looks pissed.
Always looks pissed, and he was hitting the ball everywhere, spraying it left, right, everywhere. But he was just, I mean, he was getting John Daly deep into that backswing and just ripping. And so I didn't know it at the time, but he was working on speed trading, and he was willing to actually do it in events and just swing 110% as hard as he possibly could.
Let's try it out.
And he's just like, yeah. So Mike Carroll is his trainer. I was talking with my personal trainer this morning, Ando, who knows Mike, and was telling me that they added close to 10 miles an hour to his club head speed, which is nuts over the past couple of years.
A little bit of roids.
No, I believe, and this is according to Ando, that Mike Carroll is very big about intent when you're practicing. So when you're practicing, he wants you to hit at least 10 drivers as hard as you possibly can. Clearly, they used that and moved that into what he was doing at PGA Tour events. And obviously, over time, he gained speed, and apparently it increased his accuracy as well, just swinging out of his goddamn shoes. So, John Daly, you're spot on with that. And I saw you post a little shout out to you. You posted a nice little Instagram post with you and John Daly.
Oh, boy. One of the coolest things I've ever gotten to do. Fly into Arkansas, play John's course, stay at his house.
You wrecked his cart.
Drink his beer. Well, drink his vodka. He drinks Belvedere.
Yeah.
Smoke his cigarettes and wreck his golf cart. All in a day's work. So, yeah, that was
Hell of a
wild.
play.
That was fucking wild. Yeah.
Hell of a play
Pretty
there.
cool.
And then for people that don't know Steven Jaeger, here's the other thing. Back in 2016, he shot a 58. He was the first one to shoot a 58 on the Korn Ferry Tour.
Really?
So, and this, like, a lot of people don't realize how successful of a golfer Steven Jaegerbaum is. Jaegerbaum, also in 2020, was a leading points winner with 2 wins and a runner-up on the Korn Ferry Tour that year. So, clearly, the guy can play at a very high level. Again, I feel like PGA Tour promotion drops the ball just most people don't even know who Jagerbomb is.
Nobody
and yet
said Jagerbomb that's commentating the event. What are you doing?
it's unbelievable. It's really
He's swinging out of his ass.
Really disappointing. I got Paul Burke here over on Millions who just
What's he
commented. He said, "Nice, great shirt, Matt. I appreciate it.
It's a beautiful shirt.
Yep. Oh, let's see. What else did he say here? Hang on. I can't quite see that. I'm going to blow that up here. Let's see what we got. So Easter was last week. It was Sunday. It was 2 days ago.
Come on.
Jesus.
Come on. Fucking Jagerbombs.
I appreciate that, though. All right. So moving on from good old Jagerbomb. Got to get back to my notes here. I got thrown off with the Easter comment.
I didn't tell you this, Maddie. I'm going to throw a little wrench in the deal here.
Yeah,
so,
please do.
Houston was a step up from the Valspar in terms of watchability and the desire to watch it, right? For sure. But
Memorial Park is a great golf course.
Well, I got to caddy on the PGA Tour there.
You did.
Last year for Ben Kern, who got in, Club Pro. So being able to watch the tournament and where these guys are at and having been out there and barely successfully walked that place with a bag on my back for 2 days, we didn't make the cut. It was really cool to see them back there and kind of see it because I know firsthand that place is not fucking easy. It is not.
We got Golfer HD here on Twitter. Just he's like, oh, you take viewer questions? We sure do there, Golfer HD.
Yeah,
so
dog.
feel free to add in, chime in. We'll be responding to that as we go along here. And certainly we got a Q&A at the very end. So if you've got questions that you want us just to focus in on, leave that for the end. Add that in here, and
Spit 'em out,
we will
though.
certainly,
Spit 'em out, for
feel
sure.
free to chime in as we go along. But with that Memorial Park golf course, I don't think this gets. I know there's a lot of kind of praise for it, but this is a Tom Doak design. Okay, Tom Doak is known for really playable golf courses for every skill level, and yet it can be very difficult for the top pros. And that is exactly what Memorial Park Golf Course is.
Oh, my God.
He designed that thing so beautifully. It can hold up with 200 rounds of golf on a daily basis and take on a PGA Tour event and hold guys to 10 under par.
Well, they take like I think it's one. That's normally publicly.
Sorry. Hang on. 12 under par with Steven Yeager. My apologies.
Yeah. But they take one, I think. That's a par 5, normal public play from the back tee. They shorten that up. Well, they don't shorten it. They move the tee up like 10 yards, and they make it a par 4. They do that with another par 5 on the back. It's like 284 to get to the fairway. So that place is not a joke, dude. It really isn't. Like, it's tough.
Oh, our audience over here is asking if they're being too loud. They're not. You're fine.
No, not at all.
Can't hear a word that you're saying. So you're beautiful over there. Thank you.
Thank God for these headphones.
We've got some live audience. Yeah, we can't hear a word that they're saying. Hopefully you can't either. I don't think you can because I'm not hearing anything coming through the headset, so that's beautiful. But with the 12 under, and yes, you're right. So they take 2 par 5s. It's normally a par 70. Stretches out to 7,435 yards. Again, Tom Doak design, great golf course designer.
TD.
Wish we had more of his golf designs that are out there, but they take it down to a par 70 at 7,400 yards, which is a little bit of a beastly type of golf course when you think about
And
it.
the ball doesn't go that far in Houston. I don't know if you guys have ever played golf there. It's steamy, and I don't think the elevation's very high, right?
No, it's not.
Yeah, ball doesn't go very far there, so.
In addition to that, you also had some weird conditions out there this week. So I got a little bit of insight from Wyndham Clark through Ando, and part of that is that in the beginning of the week, the greens were soft and they were still fast, but when the wind got picked up on Friday, Saturday, Sunday, all of a sudden, not only did they dry up and become a lot more firm, but the grain of the grass changed.
Yeah.
Because of the wind, and so putts were breaking in opposite directions than they were the day prior. So that's what really messed with a lot of guys. That's why you didn't see a ton of putts being made. That's why it was a little bit more challenging. But we do have to talk about as we start to go through this leaderboard rundown, because we've got a guy who finished second, and I believe the honeymoon with the putter is over because he did not fix the issue, the underlying issue, I should say, with his putting, and that's Scottie Scheffler.
Yeah.
Scottie Scheffler, you watched Sunday.
I did.
What was your take on that?
Well, I think it's what you just said, right? He went from maybe trending as one of the better putters out there and maybe finding it for the first time in a couple of years on a streak, and I think that streak just ended, sadly. So I wouldn't be surprised to see a putter change. Maybe he takes the insert out of the putter. I don't know. But it did not work very well for him on Sunday. There was some suspicious bogeys coming down the stretch.
So let's go over this because you were telling me you're like, I got hit up a lot. And by the way, last year.
Oh, yeah, this is great.
I got hit up last year when Jordan Spieth missed the putt at the Valspar. And you saw, again, I believe it was Taylor Moore who ended up winning that golf tournament the year prior when Jordan Spieth missed that easy 5-6 footer. And you got almost the same thing that happened. And sure enough, you got a bunch of people asking you. They know better than to ask me at this point as to whether a PGA Tour golf professional just decided to miss it on purpose.
So and I, look, some of you follow me. I shut this the fuck down right away. I was like, there's no way in hell that somebody has a chance to win a PGA Tour event and they purposely miss a putt. Like, there was a lot of people. There's like a conspiracy around this. Some people are saying his agent said miss it because you don't want to have 3 wins coming into the Masters.
Wow, conspiracy theories.
Yeah.
You got some weird people.
Dude, there's people that literally think that he botched the putt low on the last hole on purpose.
No way.
There's no way, right? Like, there's
no chance.
No chance in hell. It's not happening. But it's amazing.
I call bullshit on all those conspiracy theories.
More than 10
Scottie
people.
Scheffler wants to win so bad. More than 10 people?
There's a thing. Look it up. Like, did Scheffler miss that putt on purpose? And
Jesus
apparently
Christ.
that's a thing. I don't believe it myself.
No,
but,
I think it's purely mental. And again, I've said it numerous times on this podcast. He needs to fix the underlying issue with his putting. Look at his ball striking.
What is the underlying issue with his putting?
It is mental. So it's a lack of confidence under pressure, which a sports psychologist could help him. They need to add a really good sports psychologist into the team. I feel like every pro golfer needs this. Guess how Wyndham was able to all of a sudden become a superstar? He got a sports psychologist who actually, I'm blanking on her name right now, but she's phenomenal. And she's done a phenomenal job with Wyndham. And a lot of it comes down to staying present in the moment. Tiger's talked about it so many times. Tiger was one of the best when it came to the mental side of the game, right?
Yeah. Oh, of course.
And you see it with Scottie Scheffler that part of it's just not there. And I don't know why Teddy doesn't help him bring in somebody, because it was Wyndham's caddy, I believe, that basically was like, hey, you need to talk to a sports psychologist. On Full Swing on Netflix, Joel Damon's caddy told him, hey, you need to bring in a sports psychologist or, I'm going to be done. So you've got that, and it's just like more and more we're heading into a new era of golf. 2024 and beyond, we've got young kids that are coming up through college that know their TrackMan numbers. They're really good under pressure, hence Nick Dunlap, for instance, winning as an amateur. So Scottie Scheffler could be the most dominant player that we have seen since Tiger Woods. However,
what a big statement that is. I mean, I understand it because we haven't really seen anything.
Look at his strokes gained approach.
I know. No, I know. It's
a simple thing to say.
When anybody puts somebody in that category or even compares them to Tiger Woods, it's just hard for me.
No, I said since Tiger Woods.
Not comparatively.
Yeah, no.
Okay. He did break a record, though, right?
He did.
28 rounds?
Under par
consecutively?
Yep.
Pretty good. So there you go. That's pretty good.
And he's not even putting brilliantly.
And that's putting half-ass and maybe 7 or 8 rounds, rolling it halfway decent with a new putter.
What people don't realize, too, if you're not a competitive golfer, you need to understand that with competitive golf, if all of a sudden your putting starts to struggle, that's when you start to put more and more pressure on your iron game with trying to hit it closer and closer and closer. But the thing is, his short game is so good, too.
I mean, the guy hit a fucking laser beam to 5 feet on the last hole.
And then that was a putt that just lacked confidence.
This is the only thing that gives any life to the conspiracy theory is that he left the putt low. Under that circumstance.
No, that is a confidence putt. So that is lacking confidence in that
He just
final
kind of
putt. Yeah, because you're just you're trying not to blow it by 3 feet. If he was trying to make that putt,
Yeah, you definitely don't want 3 feet coming back to force. Yeah,
you got to putt it like you want to make it.
Yeah,
That's what my boy Mark Wilderson, the craftiest man alive, Butsy got to meet him. And remember the craftiest man alive out there?
How could I forget? He has
Yeah.
a smell.
And he's got a saying as well that you got to putt it like you want to make it.
Yeah, you do.
And he did not putt that one like he wanted to make it. That's for goddamn sure. So, Scottie Scheffler, do yourself a favor. Get yourself a sports psychologist, just like the other greats. By the way, Tiger Woods.
Now, do we know that he doesn't have one, though, Matt?
No, we don't.
We're just assuming that he doesn't talk to somebody?
Well, there's nobody that has
I
come
think his
forward.
sports psychologist is God at
You
this
would-
point because he
you would
references
think-
God a lot.
You would think, though, that a sports psychologist working with Scottie Scheffler is going to use that as, like, promotion for themselves and for their services, and rightly so.
Somebody
They
would know
absolutely should.
about it. Yeah.
We would have information coming out of that camp
Yeah.
to let us know that, hey,
Camp
he's
is-
working with so-and-so. We want to give them a shout-out, so on and so forth. And
Yeah.
that's how it makes it into the media ranks anyways. But Scottie Scheffler, man, just go and get that done. There's such an ego thing, too, to going and working with a sports psychologist that it's like, oh, I'm not man enough, or I'm not good enough.
I
Like,
don't need that.
here's the thing. Tiger Woods had his mom and his dad. His dad trained him mentally every single day growing up out on the golf course, messing with him, yelling in his backswing.
Yeah, like a Navy SEAL.
Yeah,
Like, literally.
and then his mom was a very much so a big part of his mental game. I believe I might botch this, but I believe she was a Buddhist. And
Oh, I think you're
just
right about
was
that.
very peaceful in meditation and taught Tiger meditation and everything. That's why mentally Tiger couldn't be shook out on the golf course up until his transgressions, which we all know what happened.
What do you think his
after
dad
that.
would say to him out there that we've never heard? Because there's obviously stuff that's never been disclosed, right?
Man,
you
I
think
don't
he's
know.
like, fucking make this or I'm going to kill you. But I don't know. Like,
I'm going to snap your neck,
I'll
little
fucking
tiger.
kill you. I don't know. I don't know.
That's,
You never
that's
know.
aggressive. I don't know. Yeah,
I don't know.
But it apparently worked. But Scottie Scheffler, please go get this fixed because I want to see you rattle off 12 tournament wins in a given year. Like, he's got that type of talent.
He does.
And
he does. There was another dude coming down the stretch, a tall, skinny dude, I want to say blonde hair, that hit it like a maniac. I think he had like
So-
six to eight putts inside 10 feet, and he was one or two back, and he didn't make any of them. I forget who the dude
Is
was.
that Max Grazerman?
No, I actually know Max
Or-
Gracerman.
So here's the leaderboard rundown. As
No,
we're talking
Max isn't
about this.
tall.
We got Alejandro Tosti. I don't think it was him.
Wasn't Toasty.
Thomas Dietrich,
Not Dietrich.
Taylor Moore.
Maybe it was Taylor Moore.
Might have been Taylor Moore.
I think it's Taylor Moore.
We had Tony
Is he
Finau.
tall?
All those guys, by the way, were T2. I'm trying to think. I can't remember Taylor Moore for the
I
life
just
of me.
remember watching, and it was like a tall dude, and he hit another one in there to like 7 feet and missed it, and he was just freaking the fuck out. And they were
Well,
like,
it wasn't David Skins. He looks like he's 50.
no,
He's
no,
like
but
40.
the announcers were saying
42.
that's the 6th putt inside 10 feet in the last like 12 holes that he's missed. I mean, he'd be right there. Like, hasn't made one of them. So I don't know. I don't remember who it was. I should know that. I need to do a little better research next time. But
It's all right.
yeah,
You know, we had Aaron Rye doesn't get enough media either. Aaron Rye is always up there. 2 gloves, Indian kid, and, you know, he's got a great story behind him. I feel like at some point we should share that. It's not going to be tonight, but we had Billy Horschel, who, again, T7. He was – do you know the story with Billy Horschel
I don't.
as to why he was playing so well this week?
Tell me.
He went in and just said, flatten my irons 3 degrees.
Not because TrackMan told him that, right? Just like, hey, here's the deal.
I have and that's the funny thing. There wasn't a real reason behind it.
We are
He was
not
just
hitting
like,
a pull.
No, he was just like, I want them flattened to 3 degrees, and he said, I have not hit my irons this well in 10 years. And all
They
of a
must
sudden
just
he's
look
up
a
there.
little different. I mean, he's able to hold it up.
It
right?
also
Like,
probably helps you not come in as steep. Like, you have to shallow out.
that's what I'm
the
saying.
shaft.
They have that look to them.
Yeah.
Like, you got to swing a little different to catch that.
Yeah, you got to drop it in the slot more and more and more. So there you go
What'd
for
you
those
say? Put your ass
psychopaths out
against the
there.
boards. I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyways,
For all the psychopaths out there that like mess with their clubs all the time, go ahead and give that a shot. Just take them 3 degrees less or 3 degrees flat and see what happens out there. But Max Gracerman was also T7. You got Nick Dunlap, Akshay Bhatia. I want to talk about him for a second. And then Alex Noren at T11. But Akshay Bhatia was leading at one point in the final round.
I love that dude. You're talking about the lefty, right?
Yeah.
I call him Bugs Life.
Yeah, that kid is a solid man. He
looks like Flick from Bugs Life.
He's the best George Gankis disciple.
Yeah.
And it's not weird what he does. He's got a great swing. It's on plane. And he's got the figure that, he's going to build himself out at some point. Like, he's going to get in the gym. Like, he's already ripped. He's just skinny as shit. Probably weighs 145 pounds soaking wet.
Looks like a brown praying mantis. Sorry.
Oh, that one got me.
I'm sorry.
Oh, that's fucking great. He's a brown praying mantis.
Sorry.
Oh, that's
sorry,
brilliant.
Akshay.
Akshay Bhatia. So
nothing but love.
He hasn't figured out really how to win yet. And he's another guy that once he figures out how to win, he's going to be really freaking good. Like, he won a tournament last year, but it was one of those to where not everybody's playing in it. It was a weaker field. Like, I want to say that it was the Stableford style. I can't remember what the hell it was. It was like one of those in, like, Tahoe or something. But he ends up winning one of those, and just he hasn't broke through against a solid field. And I think that says a lot about Scottie Scheffler being up there at the top.
Yeah.
But I will tell you this, a little fun fact. Come Sunday, I saw that good old Tony Finau was just outside the lead. He was 2 shots back. Scottie Scheffler, I believe, was tied for the lead. And what did good old crafty betting Matt do? I went ahead and did a little parlay on the two of them to finish.
Really?
To finish in the top 5.
And what did that net you?
It net me, I forget the exact odds, but I want to say I put in $20 to win 100.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
Nice little bet.
And so they ended up breaking through. Both of them look like they might not finish in the top 5 for a while. And then they both, Tony Finau birdied the last 2 holes, and then you saw what Scottie Scheffler did. So that's just a little fun fact for everybody out there, for all you betting addicts. I love, by the way, throwing in a bet Saturday night.
Oh, yeah.
Or even Friday night after 2 rounds, seeing who makes the cut. I also love, before the tournament, doing the whole who's going to make the cut and doing a huge parlay, doing like 5 to 10 guys.
I never even thought about doing that.
Yeah,
That's
the parlays are solid.
And that's something that's fun to watch, right?
It really is. It
Yeah.
makes it exciting for the cut, that's for sure.
It'd be cool if they showed half those guys on TV, but, I get it.
I'm telling you, we need to have that through the PGA Tour, to where we're commentating on the guys that are either they are on the borderline of making the cut, or that they're at the absolute bottom.
For sure. Let me know when you get close to the Swanee style segment, because
We're getting there.
The prostate. We're getting.
We got one more
Man.
here now. We
Oh.
do from Golfer HD. We got a serious question, he said. I love the preface, by the way. Golfer HD, adding that it's
Serious
a serious question. I love
Serious
that.
question.
I think Scottie could benefit from some breath work before he putts, maybe some box breathing to relax and focus. What do you think? So,
What is box breathing?
so you laugh, but I actually know.
No, I don't know what it is. I'm ignorant.
I
to
know
it.
what this is. So it's 4 seconds, 4 seconds, 4 seconds, 4 seconds. So you inhale for 4 seconds, you hold for 4 seconds.
Oh.
Exhale for 4 seconds, you hold for 4 seconds. So you do that, and what I'm going to tell you right now, there is actually a trainer at my gym who does all of this breath work, and he actually trains Sean O'Malley on the breath work, the UFC fighter.
Okay.
So Sugar Sean O'Malley, and you saw what the results have been with him.
And what does that do? Does that get the heart rate down? Does
It
that?
locks you into the present moment.
Okay.
And being present, you can't think about everything else going on. So you can't think about how important that putt is. Oh, yeah, Golfer HD knows. So he's like, yes, yeah.
He's doing it
I know
right
exactly what you're talking about. So
Are you typing and doing that?
I do a ton of breath work myself. I actually do a little Wim Hof, which that gets the DMT going in the brain and so forth.
the
But again, it's
dimethyltryptamine.
all
Okay.
about bringing you present. And being present is so important, whether it's dealing with stress, anxiety, pressure,
So
all
in,
of those.
in
different
his
things.
case, it's this putt right now. Roll it. Like
Exactly.
not thinking about the outcome, not thinking about anything that's happened in the past. No future. Okay, I got you.
So golfer HC, I'm with you 100%. I think
Box breathing.
he could absolutely benefit from that, and I think that's something that a sports psychologist could bring to the table, or a trainer that is specialized in breathing techniques. So I'm with you 100% there. We've
Yeah.
got the Valero Texas Open this week.
The Valero.
You want to talk a little bit about this, Butsy?
Dude, I have no idea who's playing. Like, I don't know what's going on at the Valero.
By
I'll
the
be
way, there's
honest
a
with you.
food truck out here, Trevor.
Can you
I
smell
am
that
dying
right now?
This food
Something
smells
just
absolutely
fucking
fantastic.
wafted in here.
I mean, this food is unbelievable.
activated
They
my
got
fat.
a taco truck out here.
My
and
fat's like,
I love Taco Tuesday, so I'm dying right now. They said they're here till 8:30. We got another half an hour before they bounce out.
smells like sweet churros.
Hey, audience members. Can you get a couple orders of tacos before they are done for later? That would be awesome.
Do they have churros? I
tell her.
smell churros.
She's totally. Oh my God. There's
Oh,
whip
Matt
shots out
does.
here. This is unreal.
What's a whip shot?
Sorry for getting so loud.
Is that like
for
a whip
second.
it?
I'm like, I just realized that we're probably going to go beyond.
You need
when
to box
they close
breathe,
up,
bro.
But I need some tacos.
You need to
I
box
need some
breathe.
tacos
Stay
for
in the
later.
present.
Tacos for later.
Stay in the present. Box breathe.
They're just not listening to me right
No,
now. It's
not
fine.
at all.
Yeah. So the Valero Texas Open. Let's preview this bad boy because the past winner, who has won this tournament twice, is Corey Connors. Good old
Who was that?
another Canadian. Corey Connors. He is the one who he hits a draw, and I always say like
Corey.
he plays well in a lot of golf tournaments. Like he'll play well in the first couple rounds of a lot of golf tournaments. However, that draw that he hits, there's a lot of action at the top of the backswing. Never really love a ton of action.
Does it get flippy?
And it doesn't get flippy. Well, you have to get a little flippy in order to hit that draw, right? And hit a nice long draw.
Yeah.
Long draw.
Jake Neasy.
Yeah. So he obviously loves this golf course. You want to know something really cool about this golf tournament that is actually going to make you excited about this golf tournament?
Tell me.
It has a Masters connection to it.
What?
Bobby shared this with me, and I never knew this up until he shared it a few years ago, that whoever wins this week not only gets into the Masters, but they get a private jet from Valero that takes them to Augusta, Georgia immediately after the tournament.
That's part of the win.
Yep, it's all part of the win package.
You're headed right from here to Augusta.
How
And
cool is that?
I wonder whose jet it is. It's like
No, it's Valero's.
Oh, it's okay.
Like the gas
Oh,
company.
the gas. Yeah, they probably got a couple of those. Yeah. point.
The other side to this is that this takes place at TPC San Antonio, the Oaks course, which is a par 72, 7,400 yards once again, but it's a par 72, so it plays a little bit shorter than last week. And you know who the course designer is?
I don't.
Good old Greg Norman. And you know
Oh,
you know who his player consultant is on this one?
I don't.
Good old Sergio Garcia.
Oh
Yeah,
my
couple
fucking
live
God.
guys. Couple live guys built this one out.
Little history there.
Yeah, just wanted to
Love
bring
that.
it home for you. Weather-wise, it's going to be warm and it's going to be windy for most of the week. So it's going to be blowing between 10 to 16 miles an hour. So do take that into account when you're making your bets this week, folks. Field analysis. This is the final tune-up before the Masters.
It is.
And I couldn't be any more excited.
Is there anything about the golf course that is similar to playing at Augusta?
There is. They definitely speed up the greens. They're definitely on the faster side. There's some runoff, so you definitely have. It's a good test. Like it's not an easy golf course heading in,
Okay.
but it's
Okay.
not going to beat your brains out. It's similar to like an Augusta type of feel to it.
Can't get
which
windy
is,
though, right?
Yeah, and it's why a lot of guys like to tune up out there before they head over to the Masters. But in the field this week, I think this one's a little bit surprising. Rory McIlroy is in the field. You've got Brian Harmon, Ludwig Oberg,
I like Brian Harmon.
Max Homa, Matt Fitzpatrick. Don't get him twisted with Matthew Fitzpatrick. Tommy Fleetwood, Hideki Matsuyama. Oh, you missed it.
No,
paused
you
there
caught
for a
me. Well,
second.
Fleetwood. My brain
Hideki
started toiling.
Matsuyama.
Matsuyama. Oh, say it.
Whew, there we go. Colin Morikawa.
Are we doing that every time now?
Yeah, for Hideki Matsuyama.
Anytime there's
anytime there's Hideki Matsuyama,
a
it's
roughly
Hideki,
Asian name, we're going to karate it.
No, it's just
Matsuyama. Okay.
Hideki Matsuyama.
The samurai himself.
Just a legend of the game, Hideki Matsuyama.
Oh, absolutely.
Colin Morikawa once again, folks. Jordan Spieth is in there. Tommy Kim. Good old Tommy Kim is going to be right there this week. And then Ricky Fowler. So that wraps up kind of the notables heading into this week. And here's the thing. We got some bets this week. So you ready to get into a little betting action here,
I would love that.
All right. Why don't you go first? Because I don't think you're going to pick the guy that I'm going to pick.
Well, you heard me stop on Fleetwood.
Oh, good old Tommy. Never won on the PGA Tour.
Another guy that it doesn't make any fucking sense. Talk about sports psychologist, all this and that. One of the most beautiful, arguably one of the most beautiful golf swings on tour.
And he works with Butch Harmon, the best golf instructor in the world.
What's going on here for, TF? I don't understand it.
He's got long hair like Jesus.
I'm gonna go with my guy because
Jesus?
He's my number one. All right. Yeah, okay, do that. Box breathe. But no, I'm gonna go with Fowler.
Ricky Fowler.
Yeah, my buddy is his caddy. I gotta root for him. He's a hometown guy.
He is.
And I don't know. He's been playing some pretty good golf over the last year and a half. So that's my pick.
All right. I am going to go with a surprising one because he wasn't in the notables. Matt Kuchar. Matt Kuchar plays really well out there, and I'm telling you
he's
right now.
He's such a dusty old fart covered in sunscreen, dude.
As long as he is tipping his caddies properly.
I love him, though.
Loving some Cooch. I'm going with Cooch.
He's going to be the first guy on tour with a robot caddy because he doesn't have to pay him shit.
Love that. Oh, see, we got audience members that are loving Ricky Fowler pick.
Here.
We got him laughing at Matt Kuchar, but let's see who's laughing. Let's see who's laughing at the end of the week.
You got Cooch.
Oh, jeez.
Where do you come from? What analytics? Is that just purely a feel? Do you like the way he looks? Do you want to hug him?
No, Matt Kuchar plays really well at this tournament.
At this golf course. Yep. Okay.
And he has not broken through yet, but he has been in the top 5 multiple times.
So it's a historical thing.
Historical. The Cooch.
Does Stallings play good there?
Oh, you would love to switch your pick, but you can't.
Well, he would be I would say Ricky's my A card and Stallings might be my underdog. But I don't know.
All right. Fair enough.
Yeah.
Now, we do have next the good old Swanee style segment.
Is this where I pee?
This is not where you pee.
Fuck.
You pee when we go off air.
I got to pee.
Swanee style segment. We do have a bit of a Masters discussion because, folks, if you're going to have some great gear for Masters Week, and I always wonder because I've been to the Masters multiple times, never got anything from anybody outside
say never
of,
got
when, of when I went. But I've been in. I've been inside
been
the ropes.
to the Masters several times. Never got in.
Never got inside the ropes, but I was there. I was hanging out at John Daly's RV at Hooters.
You never know.
Which, by the way, that's a hell of a setup. If you ever get a chance, you don't even need Masters tickets. Just go out to Augusta, Georgia.
Does he set up there?
He sets up for the entire week with his RV.
Really?
And it's literally in the parking lot of Hooters. He's got a fence that he sets up, and he's got a putting green. So you can gamble against John as to who's going to make a putt or how many putts. And you can get his autograph. He makes a lot of money every single Masters week.
I'm guessing he knows that green pretty well.
The ladies love him inside of Hooters as well.
Yeah, they do.
The man's a legend.
He is.
But have you ever been to the Masters?
No.
Okay. So
on the list.
This heads into my next question. What do you normally wear during the Masters? Do you have any Masters gear?
I've always opted out of actually buying gear. This year was the first year. We're actually playing in a a tournament that's been held for a long time.
Don't get me started. I'm
Yeah,
so jealous
the
of
Hack
these Jordans.
Masters, the Hack Masters, and a buddy of ours commissioned some Jordan Lows, and they're coming in. They might actually be at the house tonight, but they're badass. You've seen them. Grumpy Monkey Customs made them.
I know.
Custom.
Stop giving that name because I need a pair made by him.
Well,
before
come to
he
find
blows
out,
up.
so he makes Finau's Master shoes and
Yeah.
Cam Smith's.
Shit.
Yeah, and he made ours. And they are way out of my ballpark and pay grade. Thank God I got cool friends.
That is incredible.
Yeah, but
Wait, how much does he charge for those?
I'm gonna guess those were in the neighborhood of about $800 a pair.
Holy shit, that's
If I had to guess,
for my blood as well.
yeah, just crazy.
My wife would kill me. All right, so
She wouldn't kill you.
we also have in this segment, by the way, if you love Masters gear,
Matt's Blanky.
this is Matt's Blanky. Okay,
It's
this
a
is
sick-ass towel,
from
folks.
Sauce Golf, and this is actually the course layout, by the way, of Augusta National. So you see this crazy green design?
Shit, we got to cover that up. About
That-
to talk about the Pods Championship.
That's Augusta National right there. And then you've got the azaleas on the other side. This is the actual towel. You got the Sauce Golf logo right there.
And it is like a nice, like you could
It's-
clean your clubs with that.
So on one side you have like water protectant, which you can zip this up like 5 different ways, okay? So you can turn this into a towel. You can flip it inside out. You can go this way with it and drape it across just like that. So it's an awesome towel. You got some hooks here. You got a zipper on the inside. You can turn this into like a tote bag. I mean, there's so many different use cases for it. You can turn it into a shoe holder for your golf shoes for a given round.
You could crawl inside of it
But folks,
to survive.
You can get 50% off. I'm not talking 10, 20, 30, 40. You can get 50 fucking % off at Sauce Golf by using promo code PULLHOOK50.
And I have worked with those guys in the past. They make a whole bunch of host of other cool shit too. It's not just that. They make some really cool stuff. So
they also got this coaster. Or not coaster.
I'm gonna pee, man.
They've got a sleeve. Oh, you got to go.
I gotta go.
All right.
I'm sorry.
Go make it happen. Make it rain in there. Poor guy's got a bladder the size of a grandparent. He's going to piss himself if he doesn't go. I saw it. He had panic all over his face. Poor guy. Absolutely poor guy. So, with that said, go to Sauce Golf Co. and get yourself 50% off. But they also have these awesome, it's what your drink goes into. I forget what, a koozie. You get to put it into a koozie. They have a koozie that you can actually put it into. And then from there, the moisture from your can will actually allow. Come on in. Come on in here. Good old Tyson Rickers here, folks. A good Pull Hook Golf audience member, good friend of mine. How are you, buddy?
I'm doing great, Matt. Thanks for letting me crash your party.
Yeah, you just got to speak into the mic.
Yeah, I will. Yeah. Can you hear me now?
I can hear you. You can hear yourself now, right?
That's right.
Yeah, you can hear how loud
you
you're talking.
I wanted to just chime in on your prediction with Cooch.
Oh, no. You hate to see that. I know. You're a
are
Ricky Fowler
you-
fan on this.
Ricky, baby.
Wow.
I'm loving the pick. Ricky is definitely a front runner over that.
I'm telling
old
you right
slouch
now.
Cooch.
Come Sunday, you're going to be getting text messages from me saying, how about that Cooch pick, huh?
Set down what you're smoking.
Oh,
Set it aside for a second. And let's be realistic here. Let's talk about how Matt Kuchar is not the pick, and Ricky Fowler is a much more tactical and strategical pick.
well, you're on Butsy's team on this one.
I am.
I'm gonna allow
think
it.
He's got it.
All right.
Well, I wanted to just chime in, say hello to everybody, and we'll let the legend himself get back in here.
All righty. Thanks, Tyson, for stopping by. Love that. Love that. We got the audience chiming in. All right, here we go. Botsy, get back. You got to put your headset back on.
I know. I'm sorry, folks. I don't know what's going on. I need to get checked out.
You really do. I mean, my God, you get like every episode about 3/4 the way through. It
Can
just
we
hits.
can we tell the people kind of what's going on here?
What is going on?
Let's
'Cause
just
I would
be
like to
honest.
know.
I get here an hour early, and I watch you set shit up, and I pretend I'm helping out. All the while, I have about 4 to 6 beers. And then he goes, let's go live. And I've had about half a bottle of wine on top of that tonight. You guys got to piss. Think about if you're on the golf course and you
You're
did
just
that.
litty titty out here.
If you're holding it that, like you got a super bladder. You got one of those whoopee cushions full. Anyways, we're back.
Somehow, some way.
Jesus.
You just got to keep it real. So
Hey.
guess what we got now? So since your piss break is over,
Yeah.
we've got Live Golf Miami.
Oh, my favorite.
Oh boy, don't speak too loud. You're gonna clip yourself on the audio.
Sorry.
So I know, don't you get a little excited about the Live
Oh,
Golf stuff?
I love the Live Tour.
All right. So first off, before we
cover that up.
Before we get to Miami, we're
Whoa.
going to talk about Anthony Kim sitting down with David Faraday.
Yeah.
What did you think about that interview?
So I heard multiple surgeries. Was he referring to the cocaine nasal cavity?
No, he did not refer to that. He was talking about his injury on tour, and then he had he claims he had a spinal fusion and hadn't touched a golf club up until 3 months before he signed the contract.
Look, dude, I think it's cool that after all this time, this guy's come out of the woods. He could have gone the rest of his life and not said shit about this and gone off into the sunset. I'm pretty sure he wasn't hurting for money, although I don't know. He said he was struggling with addiction. That shit's not cheap. Who knows? But I think it's cool that he kind of came clean about it, man, and has started to tackle those demons.
I do love authenticity, especially coming
For
from
sure.
him. It's funny because he talked about how he was around a lot of bad people. Like he referred
Snakes,
to that.
referred to them as.
And I found that to be interesting. And then, Faraday being Faraday. Faraday's like, I probably could have been a lot more serious during my time, which I can relate to that because I played on the Butch Harmon Vegas tour, and yeah, I probably could have focused a lot more coming out of college playing on a
Did you party a little bit?
We were at the club all the time. We used to see Tiger all the time at good old Live.
Where at?
I'm not gonna. It was.
Don't out anybody here.
No, I'm not. It wasn't Live. It was. It was a nightclub
Is
at
that
the
a strip
Bellagio.
club
No.
called Live?
It was. Now I believe it's called the Bank, but it was.
It is called the Bank.
So before that,
Yeah.
that's when I was there, and that's when Tiger was there. And what's hilarious is actually a buddy of mine who he was the high roller. He was the one who got us the penthouse suite at the Bellagio. He's the one who, I had an apartment there during my time on the Butch Harmon Vegas tour. I probably slept there maybe like 5 times.
Tough town to keep your nose clean.
Very tough town.
Fuck, are you kidding me?
But I was partying, so I can relate to
How
a
old
lot
were
of
you?
what I was 21.
Yeah,
So I can
kidding me?
relate to what Anthony Kim was talking
Yeah.
about. But
Fuck.
I remember all my good times. It's crazy that, and he said he has a very addictive personality,
Yeah.
which even Faraday's just like, you can see it as he's interviewing him. He's just like, holy shit, like you are really
He's
addictive,
walking,
huh?
Yeah, he's walking through it. But I like, you know what I like what he said? He said, I never really loved golf. And for the first time, and this sounds weird, a lot of people thought that I think this is almost direct. I came back for the money and I was just going to hop out, but I'm actually into this. And like for the first time ever, I think I actually love the game. So I'm a huge AK fan. I think he's going to win out there this year. And yeah,
You do.
I do.
I
I do.
don't-
I do.
I still don't believe it, but I do think
It's
it's
gonna take time.
I think it's a great story, and I'll say this: I hope he wins. I hope, how amazing of a story would that be? Like they're building it up right now, and this is one of the things that I love about Live Golf, is that PGA Tour needs to take some notes.
The marketing.
Because they did this during a 2-week hiatus, which, granted, he played over in oh gosh, I'm giving the thumbs up again. We're getting those little bubbles. But and by the way, if you're listening to the podcast version, we have all Apple products. So when you give like a thumbs up, it gives like that bubble on the video.
Yeah, it's terrible looking.
Folks.
Keep doing it. We love it.
Popped up right in front of my face. But with that, Anthony Kim, he played over in Macau. And so, actually, was it Macau?
Yeah.
Hang on, I'm going back too many weeks. No, it wasn't. Was it Macau?
Yes.
God, I can't freaking remember. I'm
yeah,
gonna go.
Patty P was like 2 back after the second day or some shit.
First day.
First day, was it?
Yeah. He played really well the first round, and then you text him, and then he shot himself.
It always happens.
It happens.
Yeah.
But Anthony Kim was over there, so they did this during the week after, the week in between where they had off. They did the sit-down interview with him and Faraday, and I thought it was really, really well done. But Anthony Kim, if they end up getting him into a position to where he can win again, I mean, they have built this storyline. This is like straight out of WWE, UFC. Like, this is a great storyline where he partied his face off, and, well, that might actually be literally and figuratively.
Figuratively and literally,
yeah,
for
he
sure.
Partied his face off.
Yeah, that's really fucked up, Matt.
Yeah.
Wow.
I can't believe
Partied himself into right side paralysis of the face.
No. Yeah. Oh, no.
Had a stroke at some point, I'm almost convinced. But, yeah, these things happen.
Pissed off Paul says he did.
Well, yeah, I mean, you never know. I don't know. It looks like it's still working pretty well, though. And here's what I was going to say. He did prove, and I know it's just one round of golf, but he did prove that he's still got it in him to shoot a good score competitively.
100.
Start there. And
well, it's a start. He
got
one round in. He needs to build consistency, and he needs to continue to build his confidence.
For sure.
All right. So enough about Anthony Kim.
Enough about that.
Get
to the chopper.
The hiatus is over for Live Golf. It is back, folks, whether you love it or hate it. And if you hate it, you love to hate it by watching. And if you love it, you love watching. So Live Golf is back, and they've got a real legit tournament this time at Trump National Doral.
Oh, what a good golf course.
The Blue Monster, folks.
Have you played it?
Beautiful.
Have you played it?
Beautiful.
It's fucking beautiful. We're doing big things.
Really
We're going to build
big.
a fucking wall down there.
Really big. We got a Blue Monster. It's big. Big. Okay? So with the Blue Monster, this golf course, as he would love to say, way bigger than the PGA Tour course. Way
We just
bigger.
wish the river along the border was half as big as the licks we have on that golf course. All right,
7,590 yards. Big golf course.
My
Hang on.
God.
Big golf course, okay?
Oh,
And with
my
that,
Lord.
Trump, we love you, buddy. So that being said, par 72, they played the team championship there last year. And if you paid any attention to the team championship last year, there's some guys that play that course really well. And they happen to be some big hitters. Big. So I do want to ask you,
Sure.
since you are now a huge Live Golf fan, is there anybody that you're looking out for this week?
Oh, well, let's think about this. I've played the golf. Have you played the golf course?
Have not.
It's not as bad as
Actually, hang on. I've played it on Tiger Woods.
So it is not as bad as you would think. There's a lot of water. There's a couple pretty sturdy long holes, but a lot of it's just target golf, right? That being said, I think we might see, and this is such a, I think a Brooksy. I think we're gonna get a Brooksy dub this week because of where it's at.
I like that.
They've had tour events there. It's always been a good venue for them, and I think Brooksy's going to take it a little more seriously this week.
For me, the guys that really stand out this week, Bryson DeChambeau plays really well there. You've got Dustin Johnson plays really well there, and then Brooks. I've got Brooks listed as well.
Well, that's their Masters prep, right?
And
Could you say?
DJ did. So they did a little sit down with DJ. They only built this into an article.
Tell me.
As he didn't get the David Faraday treatment. But he sat down for an article and he talked about how the Blue Monster is a great kind of prep for Augusta National. It's not super tough,
There you go.
but it is still a challenging golf course that, green complexes are solid and, in the way the DJ says everything, right?
You
Golf
got-
course
You
tough.
probably that was very holy shit, Matt. That was a really good. Do that again.
Golf course tough. You know,
That's so good, dude.
I hit the ball at the hole, and my caddy sometimes he tells me where to hit it, and then I just
I don't
I
even
look,
know.
I look, and I hit it.
I mean, I don't watch it half time.
And then I got Paulina. She's got the kids, and I'm out there just putting.
No, but it might be similar in terms of shot making, and it's target golf. Like I'm saying, it's not. There's a couple holes that are super long, but like it's like that at Augusta too, right?
It is, yeah, because they tried to tiger-proof it. Remember, so. With that said, you also have some
Tiger-proofing.
teams, because Live Golf has team golf as well, that you got to watch out for. And here's the thing. Whenever I see one of the top players, as long as the rest of the team plays decently well at the golf course, I really kind of think that they're going to be pretty good at that golf course. And so I got Crushers GC. I think they're going to win it. That's Bryson's team. You got Smash GC, who I think probably finished second. That's Brooke Koepka's team. And then I've got the 4 aces, because guess who actually plays pretty well at Doral?
Patty P.
You know it.
Yep.
So
Loves Trump.
Patty P is a big Trump lover.
That's just a whole vibe for him out there.
It loves the bougie. Loves the bouge. So with that, I got the 4 aces. I think they're actually going to step it up for this tournament. They've had a kind of a falling from grace this year. They have not played well.
No. Coming off of season 1, they won how many times?
Which, by the way, you had
4
a really
times?
funny clip with Patty P. You put his face on
Bob Barker.
Napoleon Dynamite.
Oh, yeah, and that. I didn't do that. That was a guy by the name of For the Tour. He's a cop out in Jersey, I believe, and he does that on his spare time. Yeah.
No
He
kidding.
Made that a
I
couple
always
years
wondered.
ago. That's a great little clip that he made,
Yeah.
though. Oh, my God.
If you get a chance, go to
Legend has it.
_Butsy on Instagram.
Yeah.
Check that clip out. It's funny. You got Pat Perez being all pissed off, and you riding in. And it's perfect.
Oh, he
It's
gets my
phenomenal.
face going from like this to. Oh, it's pretty good.
It's really good.
But I could throw a pigskin over the mountains.
Really like that one. And then, again, this is Masters prep for a lot of the guys out there. Sorry, Taylor Gooch.
You're out.
You're out.
Yeah, you bitch too much. We got Joaquin, though.
Joaquin's in. Brooks
Yeah.
is in.
Mhm.
Bryson's in. Dustin's in.
Well, why don't we just say this? Why don't we just segue?
But Louis, you know who is out?
Not Louis.
Louis Oosthuizen.
Yeah. He blew his load, and so is Mr.
Lee
Poulter.
Westwood is out.
And Poulter.
Poulter's out.
Yeah. He said he won't play another one, right? 2021 was his last one, he said.
Wow.
Yeah.
Hate to see it.
Does a live guy win the Masters?
No,
Oh, I think so.
I don't.
Oh, yeah.
I don't.
Brooksy.
I think this is Scottie Scheffler's year.
You just talked about how he's outside of the main voyage with the putter.
Yeah, he's going to make another change.
You think he's going to see a golf psychologist by the time he gets
No,
there?
I think he's going to go through another effing putter change before he gets to it. He's got a week off. He's going to go with TaylorMade, and then he's probably going to end back with the Scotty Cameron heading into Augusta, because let's face it, for him, on the greens at Augusta, he is going to have a very tough time with a mallet putter like the Spider.
Yeah.
You have to have a lot of time in with that Spider to have that kind of touch.
Yeah.
Because it is very minimal when you have that much weight and momentum behind the golf ball hitting it straight. But when you have a blade putter, you got a lot more feel to it.
You do.
So I feel like for him, he's going to go back to a Scotty. Now, do I think Scottie Scheffler's going to win? No.
You just said I thought you said that
I know.
he's going to win. Are you flopping?
I'm flopping. So I think he
Okay.
wins before a live golf guy wins. But I like Will Zalatoris. And I like Hideki Matsuyama this year.
Zalatoris is not a
Zalatoris,
bad pick.
Hideki Matsuyama.
Is Phil in?
Of course, he won.
Yeah, he won. He's in. Yeah, so Does Phil make the cut?
Yes. Phil was in the top 10 last year.
You
That's
don't
the thing
think
about
Brooksy wins it?
Augusta National, once you learn how to play that golf course, and by the way, apparently Phil's yardage book is insane.
Okay.
With the amount of notes and everything that he has to everything that goes on at Augusta National. Bobby was telling me this.
Okay.
And he's seen it to where it is the most detailed thing over his entire history at Augusta National.
He knows.
That he knows every single thing that you need to know out there in order to play well, which is why Phil's going to play well. He knows exactly where to miss. He knows exactly where to play shots.
He's not second-guessing which way a putt's going out there.
Nothing.
Yeah.
Absolutely nothing. So, yeah, Phil's going to have a good time there. I mean, Dustin Johnson, he hasn't won a real Masters, in my opinion, because that was during COVID where they played in November. Golf course was very soft. The ryegrass had just grown in. Brooks Koepka is always going to be dominant
Dude,
there.
nobody
Jon
wants
Rahm-
to win that more.
Jon
Ooh,
Rahm
I forgot about Rahm.
has not been – God. He needed the PGA Tour to keep him focused and locked in, and he's not.
Yeah.
Like, that's a tough thing for Jon Rahm. He's just not – gosh, and I'm going to get hell for this because
Oh, Matty, I don't think he's less than locked in. You think that?
he has not won a golf tournament yet. He has not shown his best golf this year, and yet he's still finishing in the top 10 in every single live golf event.
Oh, I think he is absolutely trying, though.
Oh, no, he's trying.
Yeah.
I think he just got out of, like,
That rhythm?
I always say this. When you take a break, it's so hard to get locked back in golf-wise.
yeah.
Like, when you're locked in golf, you want to keep playing
Yeah.
as long as that's going to go on. And if you stay playing, you're going to stay locked in. Cam Smith had an issue with it, which Cam Smith is another one that could play really well at the Masters. Has finished second there
Yeah.
prior Masters.
I don't know if he's there, though, yet.
No,
I
his
watched
game's
a
not
lot
there.
of what he's been working on. It's a whole new finish and move, and it was the first time I've seen him since, like, the PGA Tour all the way to this point where it looks like he's doing something different.
You know what the other thing is, too, as we kind of move off of the topic,
Sure.
but we're still talking about the Masters, is that
It's hard not to talk about it.
PGA Tour and PIF, they are not ready to announce a merger at this point. And I know Yasir wanted it to be Masters week. Masters certainly does not want it to be the week of the Masters. So I was kind of expecting that, okay, if they're going to come to a full agreement here, it should be this week, and it's not.
It's not happening.
And so I'm.
Have you heard anything?
That's what's weird.
Like
Is
any
normally
inkling?
every time something starts to move, I start to gain word of what's happening. So okay, PGA Tour now, Live is back in the picture. It's going to be part of the merger. They're going to be, they're going to rebrand it under the PGA Tour moniker and so forth. Teams will still remain and so forth, but, it's all going to be rebranded. None of that. None. Like, there's no leaks
Radio
whatsoever
silence,
right
huh?
now. Radio silence. It's kind of weird, to be honest with you. I don't.
Well, didn't they have a summit where Tiger flew in and everybody talked and
So Yasir flew out to the Bahamas, to Albany, which Tiger's a member at Albany. There's a bunch of guys. Jordan Spieth was out there. They had a bunch of guys out there. However, nothing ended up, like, that's due diligence. The due diligence phase of any type of acquisition or merger, you're usually going to go through that phase, and then final decisions are going to be made.
yeah.
Nothing. I haven't heard a thing since, which is shocking.
What do you think's going to happen? Are we just going to get like an absolute atomic bomb that drops in the next couple weeks? I mean, are they going to reach a merger? Is this going to be
That's where I'm at. I'm
that's
like, maybe,
is it even going to happen?
Maybe it's not going to happen.
They're just going to say fuck you and like, yeah, we'll just do this
Because I don't
ourselves.
think the PGA Tour goes through with it unless Liv is involved. And, I mean, Yasir has shown that Liv is his baby. Like, he's been very protective that Liv will survive. throughout all of this.
Regardless,
I think all of this would be done, by the way, and a merger would be done if they just bring Liv back to the PGA Tour and it's all said and done.
Yeah.
So that's a big hang-up, and only time will tell. As soon as I catch word, by the way, and I'll be on the phone this week, I'll be on the phone next week, trying to figure out from all the agents what the hell is going on. Why has this not been announced? What is happening here? But yeah, until then, I don't have really anything else other than, folks, if you are listening, which we've got over 400 people listening live right now on the broadcast, if you have questions, this is your time. You better start filling out some questions, putting them in the comments on Twitter, on Millions.co, on YouTube, everything across the board. We are here ready for your questions
now's the time.
and answers. I am going to be ending the podcast version to this, which as soon as we do, we will get to the live Q&A. But once again, folks, I'm Matt Cook. This is Butsy. Episode 113 completely done. And guess what? Next week, we've got a special Masters live version.
Yeah.
Very special. Very, very special. And then we got some cool stuff coming up in the weeks to come after that, including a potential barbershop deal that we'll be talking about as well.
That sounds so cool.
But
We can't
folks,
tell them yet, though.
While you're figuring out your questions, I'm just going to thank our sponsor, Swannies Golf, for bringing the fresh gear. And thanks again for sponsoring this podcast. Utilize promo code. By the way, they give us 25% off everything. So Swannies.co. If you use promo code PullHookGolf25 at checkout, you will get 25% off your entire order. Thanks again, everybody. We are signing off the podcast version. Okay, now we are back. Live
Welcome
version.
back.
Live version. This is where it can get weird, folks. If you got questions that you would like myself and Butsy to answer for you, feel free to plug
Get those Twitter fingers fired
Come
up.
on. The Twitter followers, let's go. What do you got for us? And then also Millions.co, YouTube, everything shows up. So feel free to throw in some of those questions that you have, and we will be sure to answer any topics you want to talk about while we're waiting on some questions.
Oh, me personally, I just go back to the Kepsi, man. I don't think anybody wants to win the Masters more than Brooks Koepka.
Really?
Dude, I don't think so, man. I think that's a serious thing. I think that's the only thing that he cares about in life. And
Brooks hasn't really been in full gear yet.
Has not, but guess what? When Thursday comes around and it's Masters week, I think he's going to be there. I absolutely do. I think it means a lot to him. I don't think he gives a shit. He's already got everything, right? He's shown he doesn't care about money. He doesn't care about the PGA Tour. He doesn't care about any of that bullshit. He's got it all. But like Tiger, this is very important to him. And we got Tiger playing
I like
too.
How you've been just rocking the watch on your
Well,
end.
that's because I got to show it off because you got a $20,000 timepiece on over here, and I'm just super jealous. And it would look dumb on me anyways, but still, that would not fit me.
No, this would not because it's fit to a very tiny wrist. But I do have the Rolex Yachtmaster 2, and yeah.
Sick.
Well, you've been breaking out the watch. Let's talk about this for a second.
Yeah.
Because I've just been rocking an Apple Watch for this entire
Which
time.
I did, but, I collect
Let's
big,
get the tattoo
stupid,
in there, too.
big, stupid watches.
You
It's
got
kinda
any
my thing.
tattoos?
No, you don't put a bumper sticker on a Ferrari, babe.
I sure do.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, I'm a Lambo.
What does yours
so
stand for? Is that a barcode?
It is Roman numerals for my wedding date. Wife has the same one.
Wow, that's super cute.
Yeah, I love that.
We
for
love
us.
that.
Love
you
that
guys
for
got
us.
Roman numeral tattoos for your wedding day? Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
She sure does. Yeah.
Oh, that's fucking super sick. Do we got no questions here? What's going on?
I feel like people fell asleep. We got 300
Hey, fucking plebs.
You know what's funny though? I have also realized through this that people get scared when all of a sudden
Scared
we
of
call
what?
out like, "Hey, ask questions." They're just like, "Oh shit, what's a?" Because I have ripped stupid questions in the past, so I feel like people are a little nervous.
Yeah, but we don't know who they are. They could have a fake
No.
account.
Get
Nobody
out of-
knows.
Yeah, why not? Where's
mean-
anti-live?
let's
That's what
ask
I wanna
them
know.
questions. Okay. Who do you guys think is going to win the Masters? Honestly.
Yeah.
Who do you think's going to win it?
Who's going to win the Masters?
And then if you're going to say a name, before you start typing out a name and then like a bunch of emojis and shit, type the Y. See if we get somebody in here because we got a bunch of people watch this. What is there? Still like 300 something?
354
Yeah.
people are watching. I mean, just add it in. I don't know where you're watching, but add it in.
Where are they watching? You wonder what those guys are doing. They could be on the East Coast, right?
You do. Okay, so we've got from YouTube.
You got analytics here?
Yeah, 283 are watching on YouTube. 62 are watching on Twitter.
Now, people are scared of interaction, though, these days. You're right.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, you're
Like,
right.
It's the weirdest thing to me because I'm like, shit. When I started this, I didn't want to be on camera. I just knew that, okay, we've got to put this on YouTube, and it's going to have to be video-based. People have told me I've got a face for radio. So
No,
it
you
is
got
what
a
it
face
is.
for TV, bro. Don't let them talk to you. Look how sick the fade is. Speaking of barber.
Oh, dude,
Shout
I went
out
today.
Manor Barbershop.
The Manor Barbershop that
You got tuned up today?
I got tuned up today. John Rahm got tuned up yesterday, or last Tuesday. Yeah, last Tuesday.
It's a coveted spot.
I mean, he does a lot. He had Joe Griner in yesterday, I believe.
Yeah.
Which is Max Homa's caddy. We got a bunch of football players like Will Hernandez, Justin Pugh. But Edgar over there, who owns the Manor Barbershop, legend. Absolute legend. Love this guy.
Yeah, I don't even think you can book with them anymore, right? Like, it's
No,
kind of invite only?
He was saying, like, there are still a few people that will book like a month plus out because that's what he blocks off, like a month and a half.
Yeah.
So you literally, if you want a chance to get in with him, you have to book it for like a month and a half out. And he said that he just had that happen. I'm trying to remember who the hell it was that he was telling me that just did that with him. And he kept it because he looked up the guy's email address. He knew the phone number he'd never texted.
Yeah.
So he's like, I didn't know. I knew that he wasn't one of my regular guys. And then I looked him up, and I looked up like his email address and stuff. He did the same thing with me. When I went, I booked out like a month and a half because I saw that he was with John Rahm. I saw, like, if you can make John Rahm's hair look good and beard.
Yeah, because he kind of looked like Bert and Ernie out there, right?
I was going more Shrek, but yeah, I'm with you.
Okay, very good.
Yeah.
Very good.
Yeah.
God, I just lost my train of thought. I had a really good question.
Did you know?
Oh, damn it. Hope it comes back. It was really good.
Still 62 on
Oh,
Twitter. Folks, anybody watching on Twitter or YouTube, just add it into the comments for this.
Did you see the golf.com?
Oh, here we go. Finally. Jeff Mossbrocker. I mean, this guy, legend. Jeff, you've been a long-time listener. Love that you just threw this in. Can Rory get a Masters win and fire Jay Monahan? Wow. So, Jeff, I've got a lot of thoughts about this. I was talking about this morning with my trainer, Ando, who, by the way, is very involved in multiple LPGA, PGA Tour players, and so forth. And we were talking because he goes, Matt, is Rory going to go to Live? And he was asking me this question.
Oh, God.
And I go, no, he's not going right now. But he is going, if Live does not merge with the PGA Tour this year, you bet your ass Rory is going to take the $1 billion and he is going to have his own team.
You really think so?
100. There's no doubt.
After all the shit that he said, you
No,
really
but
think?
have you heard all the stuff that he said post being kind of jaded by the PGA Tour and by Jay Monahan? Which, by the way, him and Jay Monahan
Like now he might spite him.
him and Jay were like best friends.
Yeah.
It was his closest person on the PGA Tour, and Jay really kind of turned his back on him, in my opinion. So that's why Rory has had a really tough time. But Rory at the Masters, there is scar tissue.
Yeah.
Which is why I don't know if Jordan Spieth will ever win another Masters. Because Jordan Spieth knows how to play Augusta
No
National almost better than any other than Phil Mickelson and Tiger Woods right now. I think Jordan Spieth knows how to play Augusta National better than Brooks Koepka.
What?
And the other guys that are out there.
How do you say that?
Because before Jordan Spieth won, he finished second to Bubba Watson, which Bubba Watson just overpowered the golf course that year. That was 2015, I believe. Or no, 2014.
Yeah.
2015 was the year that
That's
Jordan
when he hit that
won.
crazy gap wedge, right?
So I was there those 3 years. So the year that Bubba Watson won, then the year that Jordan Spieth won, and then the year that Jordan Spieth lost it on 12. Him dunking those two wedges into 12, into the water, to me, ruined Augusta National for Jordan Spieth. Ruined his confidence.
It's over.
He will not win there again. Now, granted, I would love to see him win there again. I would love to see Jordan Spieth win at Augusta National and prove me wrong. However, Rory, when he duck hooked, I'm using duck hook because he did more than pull hook on number 10. Pew! He hit that shit into the goddamn freaking villas, or what do you call those? The houses on the left. There's houses like deep into the woods on the left. When he hit that shot, when he was in the lead on Sunday, and just choked it in.
Whoops.
That destroyed any chance Rory McIlroy has of winning the Masters.
Confidence shot.
It's like Greg Norman choking at the Masters.
How many times did he choke the Masters?
Twice.
Out? Yeah.
And the second time he had a huge lead, should have won, and just choked it in. And that's the thing with Augusta National. If you hit really bad shots at Augusta National, like ones that really fuck up your round,
yeah,
I don't think you can ever win there.
Can't come back from it is what you're saying.
Like, I don't ever remember Tiger ever doing something like that. I don't ever remember Phil doing something like that. Not like
bad.
that.
Yeah. Not off the map bad where you might make a quad.
Jeff, I apologize, man, because I would love to see Rory win a Masters. I just don't think he has it. After that, there's scar tissue.
Switching gears here, did you see the golf.com post or news outlet about Bryson testing the rolled back golf ball?
I did.
What do you think about that?
I think the rolled back golf ball is shite.
It's the shittiest thing ever.
Guys,
the worst thing to happen to golf in 50 years.
I never thought I would lose distance, and this year has been the first year that I have ever started to lose distance, and I am so pissed about it. But I cannot imagine a rolled back golf ball, and all of a sudden I'm hitting it 15, 20 yards shorter than what I'm hitting it
20,
now.
25.
I went from being a guy that had 116 at my best. I was 119 mile an hour club head speed, hitting it, carrying it 300 plus. Now I'm a guy that is probably at about 111 miles an hour, and probably carrying the ball about 280, 285.
Big difference.
Rolls out to close to 300, right, on good days. But I'm just like, fuck.
And they're going to take 20 from you?
If they're taking 20 from that, I'm going to be hitting at 360 and rolling out to 380 or 280.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. And I saw that with Bryson. Bryson was just like, can't stand this.
It's just, it takes away a little bit of the fun of the game, man. It takes away a little bit of the work that these guys have done to become athletes and get faster and wow us. It's like the steroid era in baseball.
You know what I'm hoping for?
What?
Maybe we should be the leader of this, of
What's
creating a petition.
Don't roll it back.
And just get millions of signatures to not roll back the golf ball.
Project D-Rib. Don't
Wow.
roll it back.
Is that wow. You thought of that off the top of your head, D-Rib?
I did.
Project D-Rib.
Project D-Rib.
All right, it's official.
There you go.
Project D-Rib.
It's not doing anybody a favor, man. And you could say, well, we'll still sell the tour balls to regular golfers. Guess what? Since the beginning of time, we played what tour players play. Whether it's right or wrong, we want to play what the best in the world are playing. And if
I
they
don't anymore. I want to play a golf ball that's juiced.
I mean, we're all probably still going to play Pro V1s and shit that are like normal, right?
I'm stashing
But here's the thing.
Pro V1s
But
all
here's the
day
thing.
right
Are
now.
they going to continue to make both?
No.
Like when they go to a rolled back ball, is Titleist going to continue to make the tour ball that they make now and then make another one for professionals?
No.
No, we're all going to get the shitty rolled back one. Why would you want to it's taken 30, 40 years for them to perfect this technology and spend millions of dollars in R&D to get here, and we're here. And now we're just going to say, fuck it, we're going to go back to 1996?
Stupid.
Fucking stupid. It defeats the whole point of golf culture and technology and trying to find ways to make, driver heads better and fucking more forgiving and the ball longer. I don't know. It's fucking dumb.
It's stupid.
Yeah.
All right. Any other questions before we hop off? I know a lot of nervous Nancys out there.
Yeah.
We
A
still
bunch
got
of shadow viewers.
We still got 64 on Twitter, which is weird because all you got to do on Twitter is just add a comment to this feed. It's really strange. YouTube, I get it. People are just there to watch.
Yeah, that's true.
But Twitter, having 64 of you on here.
You know what's going to happen is you're going to pop off here, and then you're going to get a bunch of comments like right after.
It's so funny how that works. People are, it's weird.
They don't want to get put on blast. Like they don't want to
Yeah.
get called. They called out my name. I hope all these people don't go to my account.
It's true.
That's what it is.
It's very true.
I call them shadow viewers. Dealt
Hey,
with it on Instagram too.
Still love you guys.
Absolutely.
Still love you. Still follow, still listen. But unless anybody's got anything else, we're going to be signing off here.
I think so. Nice little chill Tuesday night here.
Great Tuesday night.
I think so.
I'm excited for next week.
Oh yeah.
Should we give the live audience a little bit of insight here?
Sure.
Why don't you run us down to what next week looks like for us?
Where we're at?
Yeah.
So there's a golf shop I've been going to since I was probably 12 years old. It's called All About Golf AZ, and the owner, his name's Todd, might be one of the most psychotically addicted to golf fans you've ever met in your life. This guy orders cases in coolers from the Masters. I mean, he's breaking out the pimento cheese sandwich in the shop week
pimento
up.
cheese.
He's got, you can
Wait,
order. You can order.
Are we
going to
be able to get a pimento
We
cheese
are,
from him?
dude.
Love that.
He has more Masters memorabilia, and he is a more devout golf fan than I've ever met in my entire life. He's also got a bigger collection of Scottie Camerons than I've ever seen. But he owns a golf shop, and he's devout. He is the spirit of golf as we know it, and he's going to let us come do our show in his shop, and he's going to set up all of his shit. So I would imagine when we do the Masters special, that background is going to look like Masters Christmas. Todd, if you're watching, thank you. I cannot wait.
I can't wait either. Can't
It's
wait to
gonna
meet
be
you.
I mean, this is a classic golf shop, too. A mom and pop shop, if there ever was one. Cooler full of beer.
Hang on. The one thing that I did forget about Jeff's
Yeah.
comment is he goes, and fire Jay Monahan. Jay's not going anywhere. I hate to say this because
Why would Jay get fired?
here's the thing. What a lot of people don't know is that Jay, even though he gets criticized, a lot of the guys love him, like as a person. So I don't think Jay's going anywhere. So yeah, Jay's probably not getting fired. But check us out next week. We are going to be at All About Golf AZ. Is that right?
That's right.
Beautiful. And by the way, I've seen some Instagram stuff and everything from these guys, and you're spot on, Butsy.
Oh, this
these guys
guy.
are obsessed with golf.
This is a fan like you have never met in your life. Golf
can't
is
wait.
his Disney World.
Love that for us. Love that for you. Tune in next week. And until then, folks, we'll be seeing you.
Very good. Love you
Peace
guys.
out.
Go Woodcraft.